Oh, it's a big one today, DLLS folks. Voch Lombardi joins the party here in about 45 minutes. Here in 30 minutes, Fran Duffy joins the party, so it's a big draft day for us. Smash the like button on your way in. We'll preview the safety position, and we'll talk about Max, of course. Show starts. All right, welcome in. It is the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Okay, I see what you did. I was like, why is Micah on the picture? And Micah's faded out like he's gone, and the other two are popping.
You can't have Micah on the picture. They mad. Chat, it was John.
It's okay. We're okay.
Clarence
it's John.
specifically requested, I want you to make Micah look like the Flying Dutchman and looming over the next two pass rushers of the Cowboys.
Now, who woke up this morning and sat around waiting for our show to start just to put a thumbs down in the chat?
Oh, man. Some haters,
like this show just started.
That's bad for the algorithm.
Like you just woke up. Like that is the pure T definition of a hater.
That's hating.
That's hating.
That's hating.
That's some hating. That's some hating stuff right there.
You
But
didn't do all that.
It's all good. Hit the like button so we can cancel out those that's early up in the morning hating on us already.
This is nasty. Just wake up a peace breaker. You're a peace breaker.
You know, you need to talk. You need to go see somebody. Talk to somebody. Look, it went away.
Okay.
That's good talk.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Great job.
Maybe it was an accident.
Don't be a peace breaker. Don't be a peace breaker.
Snitch on yourself if you were the one who did it. Let us know that you're happy to have corrected it. Yeah, I was wondering why you put the World War I picture of Mike up there. Black and white photo. All right, so we are still we're monitoring, not monitoring,
but
yes, monitoring the Maxx Crosby situation today. Trey Wingo had the first big thing where things are moving fast.
You got beef with Trey?
No.
Last night Dallas thought they were close to a deal. And then John took away my graphic, so I can't read it.
Well, it's because you forgot to do something. That's why I took it away.
He's a black man. My name is Jeff. He's a black man. I am next to a black man.
White Boy Wednesday. I see what you did there, John.
He is next to Clarence, who's also
We
a black
like
man.
mamas.
Yeah, and so now you're all introduced, and we're ready to do the show. Oh, we got a new hater that came in. You son of, I will track you down. Things are moving fast regarding Maxx Crosby. Last night, Dallas thought they were close to a deal. But since then, other teams have raised the ante, potentially offering the Raiders 2 first-round picks, expecting Dallas to now shift their focus to Trey Hendrickson. And I could get with what Jane is reporting on the Cowboys, which is that she was told the Raiders are talking to a lot of people. We would not give up 2 first-rounders. And then Diana Rossini, Maxx Crosby, serious interest around the league. Cowboys are closely monitoring, not monitoring, but yes, monitoring the situation. And remain very interested, while the Ravens are also a team to watch. GMs believe the Raiders are willing to work on a deal. So that's where we are. We're trying to do a couple of things. Trey Wingo saying we may be shifting on over, which is fine. I think if you're the Cowboys, you tell them, yeah, we are shifting on over. We're going to go do some other stuff. Put a little fear into them. You know, you trying to pull the wool over my eyes.
That's the car dealership mentality.
Yeah, you trying to gangster me?
Be willing to walk out of the dealership without that car.
Peace.
And let's be clear. Trey was not talking about last night. He was talking about the night before last night. Because that tweet was yesterday.
Yeah, 2 nights ago. Yeah.
So I mean, so people won't think it was last night.
Man, you hating on Trey.
You hating on
Damn.
us. Is that your thumbs down?
Man, was that you?
Is that your thumbs down?
Was you Captain Thunder Clarence? God, dog.
I was just trying to be, just so people won't think it was last night. It was really, I don't know what day we are. My day's been mixed up since we went to combine.
I don't know.
Today's Friday, right?
Yeah.
So Trey's talking about Wednesday night. Because he reported that third. I just wanted to regardless,
I have a message for Jerry for I was about to say for the first time in his life, but that would be me, and I forgot that's my Hall of Fame general manager, gold jacket. My general manager, you're doing this right. Offer the Raiders number 12 overall. And when they say, well, we'd also like, and you tell them, I appreciate what you like. A lot of things I like.
Yeah.
I give you number 12 overall. Call me back. And you know what I would tell them? You got 24 hours.
Oh, you're walking in there with brass ones. Huh?
I guess I wouldn't tell them you got 24 hours.
Yeah,
I would say
ones.
you have
until Monday.
Until the legal tampering period.
Until Monday.
When I'm going to call Trey Hendrickson. So you let me know if you want number 12, if that's good enough. And if it's not, I'm going to move on, and I'll see what I'm going to figure out in free agency. I'm not going to worry about you. That's what I would do if I was Jerry.
Now, can I address that Trey Hendrickson thing?
Yeah, you doing this on purpose?
No, it just happened.
Okay.
I was just kind of like putting the pause in there before you jump to the next subject.
Okay, yeah.
Just the Trey Hendrickson things. I have a lot of people that hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Fulton Long. You can come in. I'll interact with you.
That's good promotion.
Even if you threaten to beat me up, I'll still interact with
Somebody
you.
did offer to beat Jesse.
And what I want people to realize is, one, we have a show that we have to put together.
We do have a show.
Right? John, you have to cut this up, John. This is going to be good. I think it's going to be good, John. Get ready.
Right before you do it, Jesse, I want you to look in the camera and say, this is a clip.
This is a clip. But
AI then clip it for you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll just include that, and it'll make Jesse look funny.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Do it again.
No, it's too late. Okay. You can't make fun
White
of me
Boy
then
Wednesday.
actually make myself fun again.
All right, Pop.
But
Retro Spectro's got big hopes for what you're about to do.
Pop. Go ahead.
Jesse about to speak on it.
So here's the thing, because people had a problem with what I said yesterday, and I said that they would settle for Trey Hendrickson if they did not win in the Maxx Crosby sweepstakes. Now, settling, you can take that however you want to take it, but if you don't get your first option, you settle for what's next.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the bar and you say, "Hey, I would like to have Crown and Coke," and they say, "All out of Crown."
Yeah.
But you want to drink. What you gonna get?
Some Jim Beam.
You gonna settle for what is next?
What if I went to the bar and wanted Halle Berry and had to settle for Neil Long?
You always take it to the horny place.
You're just a.
I mean, he went to the bar, so I think he was gonna talk about.
I thought he was gonna go that way too, because he's got a little bit of you to it. He got a little bit. He's got a little bit of you to it.
So I say all that to say, and then I also want people to understand and know that this is all opinion. No, I'm not right. I'm not wrong. You're not right. You're not wrong. We all have opinions on how we think this thing should work out for the Cowboys. Time is the only one that will have the ultimate truth be told.
Because it's going to kill us.
Because it's going to kill us, but we're going to figure out where this thing all works out. Part of the reason why I feel like it's settling for Trey Hendrickson, and I'm not the biggest fan of Trey, because I look at a guy, and yes, he's had some really good years in the National Football League. Decent player. But I'm looking at a guy who will be going into his 10th year, 31 years old, coming off a pelvic hip injury surgery after this offseason. And it's just not ultimately what I think the Cowboys' future should look like. I think, personally, in my opinion, I'm not wrong, I'm not right, but I think the cliff is far closer than we think it is. And I also begin to ask the question of, if we're talking about there's a limited number of pass rushers in the National Football League, and we hold pass rusher, edge rusher in such high regard, outside of just being cheap, what do the Bengals know about Trey Hendrickson that they don't want him? They have the money to do so if they wanted to sign him. The space is there. But the squad where he's had the most success and is regarded as one of the best pass rushers in the league, they're like, nah, we good.
Yeah.
You go ahead. We're not even going to franchise you. We not free. We did it last year. We don't even want no parts of you. Now, again, I could be wrong. I could be right. You're not wrong, and you're not right. It is your opinion.
There's some wrong people.
Time will tell how all this breaks out. Trey can get somewhere next year and ball out. I'd be wrong. Trey can get somewhere next year, find that cliff I was talking about, fall right off of it.
Yeah. But today,
we're
just talking.
We're just talking. We don't know. So everybody is okay to have an opinion about what they think the Cowboys should do defensively. What I want to build defensively for the future, I know that you want it right now. You want something to happen right now. I'm like, cool. I'm with that too, because I want the Cowboys to win. I would love to go to a Super Bowl. But I just don't think that this defense gets turned around in 1 year. I'm not the biggest fan of Trey Hendrickson.
And that's fine. And that's regarding the future. The future ain't promised. For nobody.
For nobody.
For no man. Okay? And we can talk
Promise
about.
for me.
Is it?
The amount they're charging me to replace a knee on Wednesday, better have some promise.
Well, listen,
better
we're going to say prayers for you because when you go under, it's not always. I'm just saying. We all taking a chance.
Yo.
That's all I'm saying.
That nap,
we all pray.
We hope it's not the long one. You know?
We're going to be saying a prayer for you as you get ready for this surgery.
I don't want to speak that into existence.
I'm not speaking.
No, but
saying,
Jesse's power of prayer is powerful.
I said we.
I'm going to take people behind the curtain.
I say we.
I'm going to take people behind the curtain. We came back from San Francisco, and John popped up with COVID, so we didn't have to leave the house. We got to do the show from the house.
Yeah.
We're coming back from the combine.
HIPAA violation, but go ahead.
And Jesse said, I hope somebody gets sick so we can work from home. I woke up with a fever. His power of prayer is powerful.
That's not prayer, though.
He prayed on my health negatively.
I didn't want to stay home.
That is not biblical.
Dear Lord,
God ain't got nothing to do with that.
He said, put one of my teammates down.
I went home that night. I went home and I said, God, I don't want to go in the studio tomorrow. I'm tired, Lord. Can we just stay home tomorrow?
Yeah, can you take care of me? And what he do? He made me sick.
I didn't say who. I just said, Lord, I don't want to work tomorrow from the studio.
This on my God.
I prayed it that night. Next morning, fever. I said, thank you, Lord.
I'll tell you, in 1842, you'd have been burned at the stake for that witchcraft.
1842, you get a cough, you got to start getting your affairs.
1842.
I just picked a year. I don't know when the same was.
It wasn't good for us.
It was an Oregon Trail.
It wasn't good for folks to look like Jesse.
Well, this was tough on the women back then, too. You know, it was tough on the women, too. He's a black man. If the women spoke out loud without someone around, they were talking to the demons.
So, yeah, so that's my...
No, and I hear you, and we all got opinions. It sounds like them people on the internet got to you. You got to explain your points. And stuff.
When you get
worried about that dude come rolling up on you at Ross. Dude try to roll up on Jesse at Ross. Which Ross you at? I'm close to 4 of them.
I just want to tell everybody who doesn't have a profile picture on Twitter that has 5 followers, and I'm not follow shaming. I don't care how many you got. But you couple it with the no profile picture, and when you scan their history and all of their activity is replying to someone saying something negative, and I know nothing about you, I have my 401k on if you rolled up on Jesse, you would not like the result.
I was more upset that they didn't have I was looking for some bath rugs. They didn't have the bath rugs. I was more upset.
I told you, since you pop up now, you need to go on Tuesday.
All right.
They got senior discount on Tuesday.
All right. Okay.
Got senior discount.
I'll take it.
On Tuesday, Ross.
I'll take it.
Take your mama.
Clarence, can I ask you a question?
But she got to wheel her around. It's be too long. It'd be too much. Get her in the car, get out the car.
Can I ask you a question, Clarence? As a big J journalist, as a real journalist, what do you think of the dog profile Ricky on Twitter?
Me and Ricky have gone through it.
Does Ricky ever hit? You think Ricky knows anybody? There's a guy named Ricky Scoops on Twitter with a dog profile, and he tries to break news all the time, and sometimes it eventually happens.
Yeah, the smoke. The smoke is out.
I just want to tell you what Ricky Scoops had to say.
What did he say?
I love what Indy Rose said. He says Jesse needs to pray to fix that hairline. It gets further back.
Qualifies back
here. Here's a funny thing.
Sound like Stevie Wonder and Jerry Rice. He's on that territory.
Again, you can't talk about no one's hairline.
I'm just saying that's what the man said.
Secondly, MD Rowe is bald.
Ain't he bald-headed?
He's bald-headed.
Yeah.
Third, MD Rowe. This time, summertime 2027, your boy going to Turkey. As soon as I get that money, I'm going to Turkey. Yeah.
They can fix the hairline over there?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Clarence with me.
We gonna get that. We gonna.
This is what Ricky Scoops.
Got it, Michael Irvin.
This is what Ricky Scoops said. Barking rumor, dog emoji. Hearing that the Eagles have made Jalen Carter available in their pursuit for Maxx Crosby. You ready to let the dogs out? That would change things. I said I don't think anybody can beat 12. The Eagles pick plus Jalen Carter, I think, can beat 12. So if that's happening.
Why would the Eagles do that?
I'm just telling you what Ricky Scoop said.
Why would the Eagles do that?
Is he going off of because Micah was saying last year that
somebody else said that and Micah said
that Micah was saying like the Cowboys were like, hey, the Philadelphia was like, we'll throw in Jalen Carter to the Cowboys.
He said that's what he's hearing. Okay. He said that's what he's hearing. So Y'all have to decide if you think that Ricky Scoops is in the know. Got a couple super chats. We're going to knock those out. We're going to preview free agency, the safety position coming up next, and the draft. What are the Cowboys going to do at safety? And then we got Fran Duffy and Voch Lombardi both coming up on this show. It's all next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. You guys know that moment. It's happened to me a couple of times. Once on top of the car is where I left my sunglasses, left the gas station. They're up out of there. About 7 times at the lake. You're on a boat, jump in the water. Whoops, there went them sunglasses. It's a tough deal. That's a tough deal. And that can be a bad thing. Well, then you discover Shady Rays, and it changes the game. They're made for real life. They're real good looking, polarized, durable, and they're not stupidly expensive. And the wild part, if you lose or break a pair of Shady Rays, even on your first day, Shady Rays is just going to send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacement. So now you can wear your sunglasses wherever you go. You on the boat, you jumping in the lake, no problem. You can wear them. You can actually wear the sunnies in places where I tend to lose sunnies. That's what you can do when you hit up our friends at Shady Rays. They're the eyewear that's got your back. So head on over to shadyrays.com. Use the code SRDLLS, and you'll get 40% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Also, want to shout out our friends at AirDNA, the leader in data on short-term rentals. And they just released a free calculator so you can see how much you could make renting your home out for the World Cup. DLLS homeowners out there, listen up now. Occupancy is up 200+% already for the group stage matches, and we're still months out. Available rates people are charging is 2 to 3 times more than what they were charging last year, and Dallas has the most matches of any city, including a semifinals match. So they can hook you up. Our friends over there at AirDNA, over 5 million fans are going to attend a game. Hosts' earnings expected to reach nearly $212 million. All right, listen to the sound of my voice. Think about your brand new patio, maybe your new bathroom, season tickets, epic vacation. Go to the World Cup. Stay with a friend while you're renting out your house. It doesn't matter what you do with the money, but go see how much you can make with our friends at AirDNA. The link that you need, airdna.co/Cowboys. That's airdna.co/Cowboys. All right, it's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We're going to knock out your super chats. We'll talk about the safety position. Then we'll move on to Fran Duffy and Voch Lombardi in the last 2 segments of our broadcast day. Ethan is in the super chat. He said, hey, guys, instead of Crosby, could we not sign Oweh and Jason Phillips for the same $36 million or a little more than Crosby gets and keep our picks?
See, that's not happening.
My guess, well, when you reach free agency and people need pass rushers, I bet Jalen Phillips is over $20 million player.
Right.
Oweh might be an over $20 million.
You know who Oweh's agent is?
Who's Oweh's agent?
Mughaleta.
Okay, Oweh's going to get $60 million per year. I don't know who Jalen Phillips is.
Listen, Mughaleta's inevitable, baby. You got to come see me.
It's true.
You got to come see me.
It's true.
You know?
True.
But yeah, you're not getting Oweh and Phillips for the same price as Crosby. Come on.
And the thing about Crosby, I don't know why I didn't think about this, but I saw it this morning. But then the One Money website tweeted something out, but I decided I would give credit to the one that does all the work before that company scrapes their website and copies the data. So on Over the Cap, like if you traded for Maxx Crosby, you're like, oh my God, he's a $30-something million player.
Right.
Do the same thing you're doing with your players, restructure him.
Right.
He's an $8 million player this year.
Right.
Maxx Crosby ain't stopping you from doing anything.
Right.
As long as you're willing to keep playing your game where you're like, yeah, we'll pay for that crap later.
Right.
You could make a really nice run, and Maxx Crosby could be a part of that.
But the Cowboys don't play that game.
They restructure all their big money guys, usually.
That's what they're doing.
They do it with Dak. They do it with CD. They do it with all the big guys. And then eventually you go, uh-oh. And like Dak's uh-oh is going to be in like 2030.
I was telling you, that when the bill comes due.
You're going to have uh-oh there. You're going to have – because they're going to restructure him again next year.
Or they're going to extend him. Again, it depends on where he is. Yeah. Because either you extend him to lower that cap figure or you eat that cap figure. And Jerry, it may be over $100 million to eat in 1 year.
Jotman is in the super chat. Clarence, a man known for being negative.
I'm not negative.
That's facts. Captain Thunder, also known for being negative. Could they be the same person? Have you ever seen them in the same place?
Is that going to be a drop now?
I've not.
I have not.
I'm not Captain Thunder. I was at Papa was at the church on Sunday, and this guy, why are you so negative? I said, I am not negative.
You should have punched him in the face.
I keep it real. I'm honest. Why do you buy everything Jerry says? Why does being honest about what's going on considered being negative?
What do you think it would do for viewership if instead of being honest, we just cheered and said everything was good and everything was great? Do you think that would be good for viewership? It might be. I can't do it. I can't do that.
They just want
just
us to
pretend everything's awesome all the time.
I mean, there's so many people who watch the Jerry thing on the bus and say, "Oh, Jerry's committed. Jerry's all in. Jerry's going." How do you get that from what he said on the bus?
I don't know.
Jerry's moving, moving different. Jerry's doing this. What he said on the bus, and then he says, as we pointed out, I'm going to spend more. Then he points out to the first round pick. See, that's spending. No, that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about. Spending more than you have in the past and busting the budget are two different things.
Blessed Man is in the super chat. He said, plenty of noise about Dean, but any other linebackers you'd prefer? And Jesse is a praying man, and he lifts. Twitter boys don't stand a chance. That's true. You got the power of muscle and guard.
Listen.
And he got that hot steel.
See, easy, dude.
We all got. It's easy, Texas, dude. It's Texas. You don't have hot steel?
I actually don't. I don't.
You what? You a white boy in Texas from Allen and don't have no hot steel?
Well, the explanation for it would be incredibly sad to share on air. I had a shotgun once upon a time, but I'm a depression kid, and I don't want that in my house. Okay. Not that I think that would ever happen, but I don't want to know that I have that in my house. So, yes, I'm very robbable, but the thing is, I don't have...
You do have a sword, though.
I do have a sword.
No, but we know who else who has a sword.
Who?
John!
Oh.
Leave the lady alone.
Okay.
I'm not a personality on the show.
You are a personality on the show. I do have a sword. I got a knife from medieval times. It's got good reach on it. So, yes, if you came into my house, I would be dual-wielding blades.
Hey, you know what I got?
You think you could stab somebody?
No, I think I'd let somebody rob me. Like, it would suck if somebody shot me for no reason when I was like, you can take my stuff. That would suck. But I think the odds this is a bad thing to say on this show in Texas. The odds of me needing a firearm, I think, like needing, are infinitely lower than the odds of an accident.
Right.
But I could see if I had kids or something where you're like, okay, now there's something that I must protect. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just me. Yeah. Come whip my ass. It's cool. I can take it. I might win. Maybe. The
international spy gave me something. Gave me one of those little James Bond little doohickeys.
What does it do?
The international spy?
Joe Dad?
Joe Dad. It's my dog.
Joe Hoyt is that.
Oh, he gave you a thing that has 36 different weapons packed into a...
Great point by Chris.
What?
Get a stun gun.
I've stun gunned myself on purpose before.
That's what I'm saying.
Why would you do that?
Because I thought it'd make for good radio, and I was desperate for attention when I was young in radio.
WPS.
Yeah. I let Gavin Dawson stun gun me. No, actually, it was one of our fangirls stun gunned me. Yeah, that was fun. Other linebackers. Yeah, there's probably free agents you would rather have than Nakobe Dean, but I just gravitate towards that name because I think it fits very Cowboy. You have a lot of stuff to do. He has the ties to your coordinator. He won't be super expensive, and you can move on to other endeavors, I think.
Nakobe Dean's on the way.
I think you can knock Nakobe Dean out, and then bang.
What about my boy with the coach that just getting ready to get cut?
Who's getting ready to get cut?
Oh, Zaire Franklin. Yeah.
Okay.
He would look good in the middle of his defense.
Well, we'd love to go grab other people cut. They're like, you know what? You're not worth the money.
Let me get him. It's a salary cap thing.
That's true. We should bring in Kyler Murray.
Remember when Demarcus Ware got cut? Went to Denver?
Would you take Kyler Murray on the league minimum?
What?
No.
I'm just donging around with it.
No.
Because Kyler Murray has guaranteed money this year.
Right.
So he's going to make his 30 whatever million. Wherever he signs, he'll sign for the league minimum, and the Cardinals will foot the bill. I'm just wondering if he was like, man, it sounds fun being a backup to Dak. But he won't. That's not what he's going to do.
Well, if y'all thought the rumor mill was loud when Joe Milton came to town, how that's going to challenge Dak Prescott? Yeah. Holy moly guacamole. You have Allen's own comeback.
Well, he don't lose at AT&T Stadium.
Never does. Yeah. If I were him, he'll go start somewhere. But if I were him, I'd go to Kansas City if Mahomes ain't ready. Play you about 2-3 games, and then see if you can get a ring watching.
There's my boy Joe Hoyt.
Jeff pushing his Allen bias. No, I've somewhat cheered against Kyler his entire career.
Because you didn't want him to be a bigger name.
I want to be the most important thing to come out of Allen, Texas. 2.76 GPA. Wasn't welcome back in the football facilities when I came back from college. Nobody in the Allen ISD was a fan of mine. And I want to win in the long run. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Anyway. Free agent, my God.
John has handled it.
Free agents is safety. A lot of people out there need help. and I wish nothing but the best for you. Please get help. I want the Cowboys to sign somebody in free agency. I love the safety group in the draft. And so the first one that's going to pop up, I think, is Reed Blankenship. Now, that does change things if Reed Blankenship is a Cowboy. I know it changes things for a lot of people on who you can and can't draft. You eliminate Dylan Thieneman if you bring in Blankenship.
Yeah, one or the other.
What if they compete against each other for the same spot on the field?
All right, I'm cool with
just
that.
One on the field.
One on the field at a time.
Isn't Reed more of the free safety type?
I think Thieneman is too.
And so you already have that in hooker because we like that hooker. We like, that's a Jerry word now. We like the hookers.
Yeah, you're just trying to say that on the air. I understand.
But that's what he said.
No, I understand. You're just trying to say
But he said it.
No, I understand what you're doing.
But
Shock
we like mamas.
I hit the wrong one. I meant to hit this.
Is that going to be a drop now?
Is that going to be a drop now?
Anyway, I'm just asking, though, because there's a lot of, obviously connecting the dots with Reed Blankenship, but any more free like hooker is all I'm saying.
Yeah, well,
more so than the thing that Donovan does.
What they're going to talk about in Dallas, though, is kind of running a shell. So both of your safeties are going to be kind of playing a deep half or a deep quarter.
Okay.
Like, I don't think you're going to have your nickel is going to be your downhill violent
that's what I'm asking. Right.
But it's 2026. I want you to be able to do everything. Like, not that Malik Hooker was good last year, but over the course of his Cowboys tenure, he surprised me with his physicality, with his tackling, and I guess underwhelmed with his deep half. So he's confused me because I remember watching him coming out of Ohio State.
Right.
And it was like, that's the closest thing. This is going to sound stupid now that we've seen his career play out. That's the closest thing to like an Ed Reed type prospect. That's a center fielder, go get the football. And it never really materialized, but I think he did turn into a better run player. And last year, I'm just going to say doesn't count for anybody. I'm just going to blame Flus and say that San Francisco's doomed. They brought in Flus to help coach. So I assume San Francisco is going to lose 11 games.
So if
or
what?
Or
what? There's no or.
Or.
I got a friend named Or. What are you doing?
Or San Francisco defense back to being good again.
No, it was not.
Flus
going to chop the legs right off that. He's going to blow out 4 tires on the defense.
Flus ain't calling the defense.
Yeah, but he's around.
He's a head coach defense.
He's around. He's the assistant head coach defense.
He ain't calling
that's above the coordinator.
Isn't that what was it, Raheem Morris, right?
Yeah, Raheem Morris. Yeah,
he just that's his homie hooking him up with a job. What can we do? That's what I leave it like.
Go watch Raheem.
Yeah.
And
learn.
Tell us what you think, and we'll light that on fire immediately.
So if you're saying that Malik Hooker is going to play more of the free safety variety,
Jaquan Brisker's a free agent. I'll take that. I like him.
So what are we looking for from the draft perspective? Are we looking for more of a box safety? We're looking for more of a
slot
of a hybrid safety. Like, what more are we looking for, and how are those two safeties going to play out? Malik Hooker, if he's going to be here, you're talking about him playing the free, right? So he's going to be more of the guy who's going to be less in the box.
Yeah, but I guess I picture when you say we're going to run a shell or we're going to run an umbrella, that it's either deep quarters or too high.
Right.
That like both your safeties back there, you want to be able to play a deep half. You want to be able to take the ball away if you push it down the field. I think you want to be able to cover with both. At least that's my initial impression.
And our impression, just as we talk to people, because we keep talking about the importance of the nickel. Jerry talked about nickel. We crying over Jordan Lewis, and they talk about, I think the biggest focus, and then we talk about the cornerback stuff, no, is the biggest focus not cornerback, not safety, but a nickel guy?
And edge rusher and linebacker.
Right, but as it pertains to the secondary, is the nickel guy not the biggest, at least from what we hear from the team?
I think so, because right now it's Reddy Stewart, and I think that's just a placeholder.
Right.
I think one of their biggest priorities is finding a dude that you can put in there that can cover, that can blitz, that can rush, that can blow up screens.
Well, according to the defensive coordinator, the most important position on his defense is the nickel.
Right.
So I think there will be an emphasis on that. But also, when we did the KBBU a couple of weeks, we talked about that shell coverage and how in the Vic Fangio defense, how it changes. And that's when you hear Christian Parker talking about it being multiple. Is that you can start out and we're cover 4 and everybody has a quarter of the field, but
until he breaks out.
Now this half is in
You're
cover
down,
2.
we shift to 3.
Now we're in 2 over here. We're in 6 over here. We're in 3. We're in man to man. So this match, it's a match. And so that's why you need the versatility from that one guy who's going to be in the slot, but also those safeties being able to say, hey, you're going to have to cover a guy on the island every now and again because of how these different offenses may construct and how these route combinations may come at you. So, but according to Christian Parker, the nickel will be the most important position on his defense.
And Clarence, be careful when you say it. Somebody in the chat said Chill saying nickel is really scary. Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, I see people in the chat looking for Voch. Voch is here for the final segment here in about 15 minutes. And coming up next, Fran Duffy, our All-City draft expert, is going to pop in. All that is coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
Nickel.
That's crazy.
If you got a couple of nickels, make sure you're signed up to be a diehard. We're about to have Fran on in our very next segment, and his diehard draft guide is awesome. You are getting something from an expert who does this year-round. We're talking about going to the Shrine Bowl, going to the Senior Bowl, being at the Combine, talking to agents and scouts and front office people, in addition to watching the tape. So you want to have the diehard draft guide when it's time to go drafting for your Dallas Cowboys. Now they have 12 and 20. When it's all said and done, maybe they have Max. Maybe they don't. Maybe there's some trade downs. Maybe we got some picks on day 2. And if you want scouting reports on the guys that they pick on day 3, guess where you can find that stuff? You can find that in the Die Hard Draft Guide, which is yours as long as you are signed up to be a diehard. I think NFL draft season is the time that you get the absolute most value for that, the most bang for your buck, is when you're popping into the Die Hard Draft Guide. So shout out to our guy Fran, who's going to be with us in less than 60 seconds, and make sure that you're signed up to be a diehard so you can have access to it. There's a QR code on your screen. It also gets you access to all sorts of other things. Now that there is a picture of my foot when I had a fever in our group chat, we could use that to launch in the Die Hard Discord a foot channel.
No, not your foot. Not your foot.
My foot.
Not your foot.
Could be the first one in there.
No. Jesse.
And then we could go from there.
We got to jump it off somewhere.
Jesse.
Somewhere.
You got to start somewhere.
We got to start somewhere.
Not a man's foot.
Why not start in-house?
We got to start somewhere.
I'll show you my foot right now.
If that what gets us to ultimately getting there, I'm in.
Yes, and J. Phil, you're absolutely right. Chill right now is in the chat looking for any sort of female that's in the chat that he can say hello to. That's absolutely what he's doing on his phone.
Now don't go out of it now.
Don't go out of it now.
I was going through X to see if the Max trade happened yet.
Sign up to be a diehard. Use the QR code on your screen or check our description. Do that or else, which is, of course, not a threat.
I'm going to chat now.
It's the DLS Cowboys podcast. Fran Duffy's here, our All-City draft analyst, the author of the draft guide, and he is the absolute best. What's happening, Fran?
What's going on, fellas? I tuned in and we got like feet go. There's like foot talk. I don't know what's going on out there.
So are you out on feet though? Where you at?
No, that's not for me.
You dogging under that hoodie?
No, he's not.
You see his shirt?
Never.
I got the shirt right there.
Are we dogging?
All right, well, we got the wheel for him. We just want to go straight to wheeling?
Wheeling and dealing, I guess.
Go straight to wheeling?
You don't have any questions for him?
I love the wheel.
All
right, so let's do this. Before we get to the wheel, let's do this. Because Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Both?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go.
Go ahead.
How much does the Rams trade affect your board? You know, and what's happening in the first, top 10 picks?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, you're talking about A.J. Brown?
No. The Rams traded for A.J. Brown?
No, in terms of like, which trade are you talking about?
No, they just traded for the cornerback.
McDuffie.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, the way I'm looking at it now, when I look at the Rams, because there's been reports out, Diana Rossini mentioned that the Rams were in on A.J. Brown and have since moved on. So it's like, all right, they were trying to figure out that extra first-round pick was burning a hole in their pocket. We got to get rid of it somehow. So now I'm honestly looking at the Rams number 9, like probably a pass catcher. If they were thinking about spending their first-round pick on A.J. Brown, then I'm thinking that that's going to be a receiver. They re-signed Tyler Higbee to a two-year extension, and then they spent a second-round pick on a tight end last year in Terrence Ferguson. So I don't think it'll be the tight end Sadiq. My guess is that the Rams are looking at wide receiver there at 9.
So my question for you, Fran, because we haven't had a chance to talk, at least I haven't had a chance to talk to you since we've come back from Indy. And so just kind of give us a snapshot of some of the things that you got from Indy as far as players that kind of wowed you, maybe some names that most people don't recognize, right? We all know about the Sonny Styles, right? We all witnessed the greatness of Sonny Styles.
Future Cowboy.
But were there some players that when you went to Indy was like, I want to see what this guy did, and he actually performed, and you were like, things have changed in my opinion of this particular player?
Yeah, I think, like for me, Jesse, and you know how this is, it's like you kind of want to see how some guys just look in person, right? And then just kind of gauge that against other guys at the same position, maybe of a similar archetype. So for instance, like right now, I literally just finished going through every single target for Makai Lemon and comparing that to Omar Cooper Jr., who I think is a similar kind of archetype of receiver. Both of them are kind of like movement Z versus like slot type of pass catchers. And I think when you're looking at Makai Lemon, like me being able to see at that size, what were his measurables going to be? Because that was going to be a big question. And then ultimately at that size, like how is he going to run? Well, he didn't time, but I thought his field work was really clean. And I guess that's expected, right? But just extremely clean. Being able to see him get in and out of breaks the way that he did, I was really impressed with what I saw from Makai Lemon, which, again, like if we're talking about round one types, that was a guy that I had some questions about coming in, and I think he was able to follow through in a big way.
How many secondary players do you believe are worthy of a top 20 pick? Cowboys have 2 in the top 20. How many secondary players qualify?
All right, so we're going to go really quick. We're going to go to the draft guide, and I'm going to filter out by safety and corner, which is very easy to do. And then I'm just going to look, all right, who are the guys that I've got in that kind of range? I would say you look at Caleb Downs, you look at Avion Terrell, you look at Jermod McCoy right on the brink of that, or Emmanuel McNeil-Warren right on the brink of that, Mansour Delane, and then I would say Dylan Thieneman. And I think that's probably it.
We can get one of them at 20.
Okay,
6 of them.
One more quick one. Would you, and this is the topic of the day here, would you trade 12 and 20 for Maxx Crosby in this year's draft?
I don't think I would. We were talking about this from an Eagle standpoint as well, just because you lose Jalen Phillips. They've been rumored to be in on that.
Ricky with the dog profile pick. Ricky Scoops said y'all are throwing Jalen Carter in that trade.
Yeah, we actually have talked about that possibility as well in terms of them like not re-signing Jalen Carter just because he's going to be eligible for an extension here. And there was rumor even that he was involved with a certain pass rusher down in the Lone Star State.
That we don't name on this show anymore.
No, I know better. I know. I don't bring up the name. I just got
Carter sucks.
But there was some scuttlebutt that he was maybe involved in those talks as well. So I think that when you look at Maxx Crosby, like giving up that capital for a great player. He's a great player, but then you're also paying him the way that you would pay him. And he's a little bit older. He's also played a ton. Like he's such an Iron Man, has played so many snaps that does give me a little cause for concern. Like for me, like I'd rather just pay Trey Hendrickson. I'd rather just pay Jalen Phillips rather than pay and also give up those high value picks.
All right, we're going to spin the wheel. And this game is 12-20 or he sucks. Is that the game? 12-20 or pass? 12-20 or he ain't worth a game.
Whatever you want it to be.
12-20 or pass.
12-20. Okay. No, we need alliteration. 12-20.
You got to put some juice on that.
Or you got to put a good spin on it. Yeah. All right, you tell me.
12-20 or toss them.
Yeah, 12-20 or tossy. Yeah, I put a little juice.
No,
I'm gonna break it.
What is that?
You gotta spin that thing, man. Put some ump into it.
It was gonna land on a better one than what you did.
You can't just be mealy mouth.
CJ Allen. Linebacker at Georgia, middle linebacker. Cowboys need an inside linebacker. Is you taking CJ Allen at 20, at 12, or are you passing and letting us spin again?
I think I'm passing. I love the intangibles for CJ Allen. Everything. If you go into the draft guide, read up all the background stuff. Like I feel so good about him, but top 20 I think is a little rich for my blood.
This would have been a psycho question a month ago or 2 months ago, and I don't think it is today. Would it be crazy to take Jacob Rodriguez over CJ Allen?
It better be crazy.
I don't think it's crazy, but I personally would take Allen. But I don't think it's crazy.
Okay. Here we go. All right. You said do a little oomph to it?
Yeah, put some oomph
I got a bad shoulder.
Man.
Is that good enough?
That's so soft, man. Come on.
I'm gentle.
We took it away from him because
I'm gentle. Jeff and Fran party. 12, 20, or toss them.
No, he already used toss them.
Avion Terrell. 12, 20, or toss them.
He is my number 14, my number 14 player. Right now.
Corner's my premium position.
And he's my CB1.
You're playing a game. You're playing danger.
We talked about this out in Indy, Jeff, and it's like, it's probably, just reading the tea leaves, it doesn't feel like he's going to be going 12. Yeah. But to your point, do you feel silly if you don't take him at 12 and he goes 17 or 18, then you miss on him at 20.
So I'm calling him, and I don't know if the Cowboys will agree with this, but for me, he would be my worst case scenario at 12. Like the draft doesn't go the way you want. There's no downs. Maybe there's no Delane for some people. Maybe and no Sonny, et cetera, et cetera. Ruben Bain doesn't fall. If you had to fire on Terrell at 12, I get it. He's smaller. Yep. I love him. So it would be man, that seems a little high, but boy, I'm glad he's on my team.
Yeah, he's my CV. I've got him ahead of McCoy. I've got him ahead of Mansour Delane. And ironically enough, my player comp for him is Jair Alexander. And Jair Alexander is a player that Christian Parker worked with very closely in Green Bay, and Jair Alexander is a guy that has pointed to Christian Parker's influence as like one of the reasons why I turned into such a good player at a young age.
Do you think if we had a game in wherever Terrell is from, that he would just run out to midfield and take the coin toss on his own and not even know the words to say, like Jair did?
From what I gather, that the makeup is a little different there. Yeah, I think it's a little different.
Okay, so this means that wherever he takes him, the next guy gets picked at the other spot?
Yep.
Well, that's easy. Just take 20, right? And then we just see who we get at 12.
That's up to him.
Okay, where are you taking him?
Give me Terrell at 20 or at 12 rather, because we played this last time and I got screwed on the back end. So let's put Terrell at 12 and we'll see who I'm taking at 20 now.
Can I ask you a philosophical question?
It better be a philosophical question.
Do you buy into taking safe picks at 12? Not the best. He's safe. He's not gonna be no All-Pro, but
until he is.
But he's safe. Do you buy into taking safe picks at 12?
I think it's case by case because it depends on the player and the reason why a player may not be safe or not, right? Like are we talking a medical reason? Are we talking a character reason?
No, he's safe. He just not special, but he's safe.
But if I'm comparing the guys that I'm comparing him to in terms of being more volatile, like there are various reasons why you might pass on a guy and say like he's not as safe, and so. I'm fine keeping it in the fairway at 12. Like I'm fine saying like
Tyler Booker.
You don't lay up.
Right.
Tyler Booker last year.
I'm fine there. I'm to me, like you can't go wrong, but I do think that it is kind of a case by case situation.
Clarence's problem is he refuses to understand when I tell him. He's like, I don't want safe. I want spectacular. And I'm like, well, you're out of luck.
Well, you're going to get judged.
You're picking 12 in the wrong draft.
When you get drafted high, you're going to be judged on being spectacular, not being safe. And then all the fans and everybody come down, just a guy.
All right, pick Cassius Howell at 12 then, because by God, he's a pass rusher. No, if it all works out,
I'm just saying
you're trying to bust. I'm not in the draft. On the pick. Come on, spin it stupid.
Is that going to be a drop now?
Wow.
Uh-oh. Let's go! So, Kenyon Sadiq and I have been just floating the question.
I don't mind it. Just get freaky.
I've just been floating. Oregon tight end, 6'3", 245, runs a 4.39. I've just been floating that blocks better than he gets credit for. If you're not giving him credit for blocking, they'll pull him and use him as a lead blocker. If the Cowboys don't feel like they can pick an offensive player with either one of these picks, haven't they failed in free agency? If you have all of those spots off limits to pick, aren't you playing a dangerous game if you're just saying, nope, we absolutely can't pick an offensive player?
Yeah, I think that's right. And by the way, like if there's anyone out there that's saying like Kenny Sadiq's a bad blocker, that's just like outright false. Yeah. Outright. Like he's a certain kind of blocker, right? At that size, you're not putting him against defensive ends one-on-one time after time after time again. He can do it at times, but he gets after it in the run game. So, but yeah, to your question, yes, I do think that would be the wrong way to approach it.
Man,
so how was our draft?
Listen,
I know
Sadiq is not what people want.
Yeah,
but I know we lost some close games last year because we didn't have defense. We averaged a lot of points last year. You probably average about 7 more points a game.
Okay, if you're gonna average 7 more, you have to pick him because now we're scoring 36 a game.
You have 7 more points.
Listen, you have CD on the outside. You have George on the outside. You can have Jake Ferguson on one side, and the middle of the field.
Well, Jake doesn't have to be out there.
No, you got to be out there. No, you got to be out there. Got to be out there.
It's Breakfast Man 4 season, baby.
That's fine. And then you have Sadiq down the middle of the field, just freaky out there, just on safeties and linebackers and small nickel cornerbacks.
Is he gonna bust?
What if it landed on Jeremiah Love and you had all your options, 12, 20, or pass?
I mean, Love is he's my number 7 player in this class.
If you made it to 20, you have to, don't you?
Yeah, like I think you're taking him at 20. Do you guys think that the Cowboys are in a position to take him at 12?
No, I don't. No. Thank you, Fran. You're the best. We love the draft guide. We're going to get everybody to make sure they're diehards so they can get access to it.
Feet.
Appreciate it, guys. We'll talk next week.
Get into that feet, bro. Come on.
F Duffy NFL. Coming up next, the greatest Cowboys content creator in all the land, Voch Lombardi, joins the show next on the
Lombardi
DLLS
Party
Cowboys podcast. Look at that, St. Patty's. You don't want to be getting pinched. You guys ever get pinched on St. Patty's?
No.
Do you say pinch?
I don't.
I do because I think it's funny.
Pinch.
I converted somewhere a few years ago from pinch to peach because I think it's a funny word.
I think Zeke taught us all a lesson about pinching on St. Patty's.
Clarence pinched me when I called him out for something that I didn't say on the air. He attacked me and pinched me when I told you about his mishap yesterday.
Oh, that was
yeah. You did some pinching while you were fighting me. So yeah, we got some cool green stuff for you. AllDLLS.com. Get you some green stuff so that nobody can pinch you. I like that. Just the straight up DLLS on the front. That's a good looking shirt.
Yeah, I like it.
Ben, if you're watching, I know that we don't get too much free stuff. Let me get that one.
I need to get that for my St. Patrick's Day party I'm going to.
Give me that one.
Day drinking champions?
XL, by the way. No, I don't want to be a day drinking champion anymore. I was a day drinking champion for a long time. But now day drinking leads to night drinking, and the full day and night of drinking leads to a bad day.
Can I tell you what I learned from college students over the last – I stopped by North Carolina A&T and visited my niece.
With A&T?
And they were talking about, like, darties.
Yeah.
And I thought Darty was like a bus. It's called a day party.
Yeah, it's a day party.
And it was like, yeah, you could drink at the Darty. I'm like, I'm sitting there. I'm like, what is a Darty?
Yeah.
It was like, Uncle Jesse, it's a day party. I said, why don't you just call it a day party?
Could be a party, breakfast party.
It's too many words.
It is. Get you a green shirt.
Pop.
Make sure you're signed up to be a diehard as well. I did see somebody joined in the chat not too long ago. Shout out to you, but I saw it. We had somebody who joined the subscriber party, and that's cool. We appreciate you. Yep. You're the best. Sign up to be a diehard. Have a Darty. Do all that stuff. Get you something green. Do all those things or else, which, of course, is not a threat. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast, and look at that. That is the finest Cowboys content creator in all the land. You can find him on YouTube, Voch Lombardi.
And that boy been drinking his water. He looking moisturized. I see you. That boy been getting his water intake in.
Look like he take care of himself.
That good skincare right there.
Look like he take care of himself.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, also of Crown Global Media, Voch Lombardi.
What's up, y'all? Y'all all right?
No, John.
Come on, John.
What?
Yeah, one
Lombardi
job,
party?
Come on, man.
No, we got to spin the wheel to decide what song we're going to play for Voch.
Oh, we're going to spin the wheel to decide what song we play for you, Voch. Hold on. The wheel spells out Lombardi party, so I think we're going to play Lombardi.
When it comes to the Cowboys, he's a smarty. It's the Voch Lombardi party. Doesn't dance like Jesse because that's naughty. It's the Voch Lombardi party. Doesn't eat sushi, only calamari. It's the Voch Lombardi
I love sushi.
So raise your glass full of Bacardi. It's the Voch Lombardi party. Party.
This whole segment's going to be the song. Oh, Katya wanted to say hi to you, Voch.
Cat, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Talking about already.
I'm tired.
Jeff, Clarence, Pop, what's happening?
Yeah. Oh,
damn.
Damn. Right after you said he looks hydrated.
I like it. He keeping up with he keeping up with current events. He keeping up with current events.
I just read this text that told me to do it. I don't know what the hell happened. I just got here. Somebody texted me and told me to do it. I don't know. What happened?
Clarence must have texted him.
I didn't. You
texting that?
Wasn't me,
and
dog.
you, of all people, you gonna listen to the text?
Wasn't me, dog.
Okay, all right. I complimented you as we came in the show. You gonna do me like that? It be your own people. It be your own people, man.
Yes, it was good with
No. I almost said something like it was like you and I was just talking. I almost called you something.
Wow.
I almost called you.
What up, young man?
What's up, bro? What's going on?
Man, kicking it, man, just on Twitter machine, refreshing, waiting on something crazy to happen so I can make this money. You're
and you're on board. You're trying to trade all the picks.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here because you were on.
What? I asked a whole damn question. You didn't hear a single word and just kept talking. You just started going.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You trying to trade both first-round picks for Max?
That's why I'm glad it's here.
So context, right? How long you got me? Because last time I explained something, you know what I'm saying?
9 minutes and 50 seconds.
Damn. Okay, so I wouldn't want to trade both ones. I don't desire to trade both ones. But if it took me both ones to get the job done, I would do it. And here's why. Because watching the draft and just breaking down, players or whatever, I have further context about what 12 overall really is. Mm-hmm. This ain't 12 overall where Micah's sitting around, or this ain't even a year where you can get Jared Verse at 19, or you can get Quinyon Mitchell at 22 or something like that. This draft is just different than other people's draft. So when I hear people say, 12, I can't, that's too much. 20, I can't, that's too much. In my ear, what that sounds like to me is people would not move on from Colton Hood, Avion Terrell, or Messidor for Maxx Crosby. And I simply think that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Leave Terrell and Hood out of this.
I like those guys. I like those players. I love them a bunch. But one major thing happened, and I promise I'm going to let y'all talk because I'm long-winded. One major thing happened the last couple of weeks or whatever. Jermar McCoy, the cornerback, Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
I think we would all agree that it's ideal for the Cowboys to walk away with some elite defensive prospect at 12 overall.
Yeah.
Jermar McCoy, if he would have went to the combine and ran around in a circle, did all the drills, Dr. Cooper give the thumbs up and everything was cool, maybe I wouldn't be changing my mind like this. But that's one less elite defender that we have to think about at 12 overall. So now in my mind, dog, we could possibly get wiped out of guys. And now sitting at 12 overall, it's like, all right, do I take this dude that's probably a second round grade on my board or Max in them? I'm just going to take Max in them. And I don't give a damn who you pick at 20 to pair along with the guy that we probably overdrafted at 12. I think Max in them is a little better. You know what I'm saying? That's my overall context about this thing. If it only takes one and a miscellaneous third next year or something like that, fine. I'm not just going to volunteer the picks. Kenny Rogers wouldn't want me to show my hand like that. But if it came down to that, I'm just not blown away by my options at 12 and 20 in the way that I just can't move away from them for Maxx Crosby.
And that's all I was trying to say. Initially, I was glad because I saw him tweet about that. And it's mainly because it's a down draft. One thing I've been talking about. And I said, you like drafting. But do we are excited about drafting when
Voch
there's
hates
just guys there?
Yeah, Voch hates
and that's what
I make a lot of money draft. I love the draft.
You hate the draft. I want to have... It's so weird. I get 2 first-round picks, and I'm like, man, I wish I had some second and third-round picks.
Yeah, but they're just guys.
No, they're good guys, though.
Are they?
They're good guys.
Are they?
They're not Max.
Compared to last year,
they're good
compared
guys.
to next year.
Last year wasn't very good either.
Well, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad you brought it up. So how many first-round grades will there be in this draft?
I got 13.
I got 13 on my board, too.
Oh, look at that.
I got 13.
We got number 12. We're going to get a first-round player, except about 8 of them are off limits to the Cowboys because they won't pick that position. So
that's the problem. That's the problem.
So now I got
a lot of wide receivers on my board, but they're not going to look at wide receivers as a guy like that. They may not look at the running back. I'd take the running back, but they may not look at the running back in that way.
They won't take Maui Noah.
They're not going to take Maui Noah or Fanu, and realistically, they should be gone. So in real life, Reese, Styles, Bain, Bailey, Delane, Jermar McCoy off the list, and Downs should be gone. In real life, they should be gone. They may not be, but they should be. Yeah. So now I got to look at, Peter Woods, the tackle from Clemson that people like more than me, or one of these corners that I would feel better taking any of those corners at 20.
Right.
But I got to take them at 12 now. You know what I'm saying? So I just rather take Max.
I agree with you. Yeah, I'm all aboard on that because with Voch is I don't think this is an elite draft. Yeah. And if we're talking about, I am more on the side of I know that draft has to happen. I know that draft is necessary. Mm-hmm. I like to be able to pin my future on players in which I know what they're going to bring.
Yeah,
barring any physical setbacks, I can say this player is gonna be this.
Yeah.
And when you don't have elite stuff coming your way as far as talent in this draft, I start sounding like more and more like Les Snead.
F them picks.
F them picks. and go get me some veteran players that can give us some real life stability today. Yeah. And that when I think about, especially defensively, in Christian Parker, he talks about all this stuff being multiple and complex and different variations. That's going to be a kid coming from, a young man coming from college where they get one word concepts on defense to now you having to have and break down starting in cover 4. And all of a sudden now because of a guy went vertical, a guy went in, a guy went out, it go from cover 4 to cover 2, cover 6. Variables. If I want somebody who's already mentally there, because I don't have a lot of time to coach up all of these young guys and get them on the same page to go out there and have a Lombardi party on Sunday.
That's fair. Voch, let me rapid fire our super chats just so I don't have to rush you off before the end of the show. Did Lunatic dropped a couple of them? Where's free agent linebacker T. Edwards ranked? Good fit or nah? I'll be honest with you, he's not on the NFL.com top 100, and I'd have to go watch him, so I can't help you today.
Tremaine Edwards.
T. Steele, are we keeping him at $14 million a year? Yeah, because you don't have anybody else. Now, if you do free agency right, you could take Maui Noah. If he makes it to 12, you got a new right tackle on your hands. That'd be great. Joshua Pierce. Jeff, I've had cancer, 30-ish surgeries with 5 joint replacements. Shoulders, right shoulder 2 times, and a hip. Just do your rehab and don't push it. Good luck. Yeah, Voch.
The biggest problem.
Get my knee replaced on Wednesday.
Jeff doesn't do rehab well.
I'm going to do it this time.
Well, just don't be volleyballing and golfing and all that while you're doing it.
He says I can do it in 6 months. Richard Smith said we needed the BB Cleveland trade, the Brian Broaddus Cleveland trade. Go get the Ohio State linebacker. Give me Sonny Styles. The Lunatic. Get Max, bust the budget, and let's Lombardi party LFG. Okay, Voch, position I want to ask you about, linebacker.
Yes, sir.
Right now we got nobody next to Overshone, and Overshone's had some hurt. If Nakobe Dean ends up here, he's had some hurt. So in this draft, if you end up picking at 12 and you end up picking at 20, how many linebacker names and in what order are you comfortable picking them in the first round? How many are first round, and not first round grade, because at 20 we're probably picking a second round grade. How many linebackers you comfortable with?
At 20, not a whole bunch, but linebacker gets deep, further down the draft, but you ain't got 2s and 3s neither. So that's what makes it kind of weird. So you're looking at guys like Torian York from Texas A&M, Keyshawn Elliott, Arizona State, but we just talking about 4th and 5th round guys now. Yeah. So I would highly encourage the Cowboys to not put their current into drafting dudes. You know what I'm saying? I want them to put their current into free agency and veterans. So that when we can get to the draft, we can just draft whoever the hell we want. But if you got to lean on one of these 4th, 5th round guys to play along with Demo for a long period of time, it can be done because you got coaches now and you got Quinnen and Kenny and Max and them, allegedly. So it would be easier for a lesser linebacker. But I just don't like shooting dice in that way.
Which position group are you most comfortable with that you're going to get help in the first round if you use both picks? Like, which one is not like linebacker? You look at 20 and you're like, ooh, I can pick some guys there.
Man, it's a lot of safeties I like. It's a lot of corners I like. It's a lot of pass rushers I like. Luckily for us, there's a bunch of defense to where, you can get one at 12, 20, and 114 and feel decent about it. I know I just said no to linebackers. There are some linebackers, but I think there's a bunch of corners that can play, way down in the 4th. Muhammad from I believe from Oregon. No, he's from Texas or whatever. Will Lee, Julian Neal. It's a lot of names that you can go with, but what you ultimately want, and I think this will happen, if you upgrade pass rush, hopefully your corners play a little bit, better because of that. I just don't know if Brother Jones and company want to move away from Revel and Bland, because when they talked about core pieces, Steven talked about core pieces. He mentioned Revel and Bland. I don't know who gets to sit down if you get to add another guy. I don't know if they looking at nickel corner as like a regular cornerback dude or a safety type guy. It seems like safety type guy. So if you're looking at corner, that might just be a depth dude. They just brought back Ready for a little bit of bread, I believe. So I really don't know how hard they're looking at corner for real, as opposed to some of the other spots like safety, in which you may need 3 of them, or linebacker, in which you need somebody to start. You understand what I'm saying? Cornerback seems to be less of an emergency for them than it may be for us.
Voch, you're a beast at Voch Lombardi. Follow him
It's
on
too
YouTube.
fast, man. Damn, I'm long-winded. What the hell? Go ahead, man.
You were way too long-winded today, Voch, but we appreciate you. Have a great day.
Nuance is required, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. I love all three of y'all. Salute.
Cut him off. We're done with Voch. It's a Voch Lombardi party, though. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by today. Thank you to Fran. Thank you to Voch. You guys are all amazing. Hit the like button on your way out. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through. Be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
Everybody got a mama.
We all silly like the mayor.